Morning, everybody. Welcome to the first edition of the 2026 Coffee Bean. Now, for those of you that are new, I do this every week and I give kind of an update, kind of a message, some announcements that we might need to have. So that's what I try to do with the Coffee Bean. If you want to know what the Coffee Bean is, come ask me, I'll tell you the story. It's basically about our environment can either control us or we can make something out of our environment. And my hope is we make coffee out of our environment rather than allowing our environment to control us. In a nutshell, that's what it is, or in a coffee bean, that's what it is. So today is the first coffee bean of 2026. Last week we had a 4-day week, started off learning about expectations and skills we need and things we need to do to be successful. Had a few behavior supports, had a couple office referrals, had some pass room referrals. Getting back into the routine isn't easy, and so it takes some of us a little bit longer than others. I mean, even as staff members, coming off of a break isn't easy for us because we've gotten into out of school routines and things like that. I know personally, I had to get my schedule of when I went to bed back on track because I tended to stay up later, not get up as early and things like that. So really working on my sleep hygiene, as I call it, meaning going to bed, getting a good rest, getting up and coming to school ready to go is so important. And I think you guys can do that. Like I tell people, make sure you're in bed by 10 o'clock. No electronics, no TV, nothing like that. Try and get some sleep so the next day you're not sleeping at school. That was a lot of behavior supports last week, was sleeping, okay? Think about it. If you sleep at school, you're not gonna sleep at night. If you go home after school and you take a 2-hour nap, you're not gonna sleep at night. So work on that sleep hygiene, that sleep schedule, and you'll be great. Okay, there's some things I wanted to talk to you guys about today based on what I saw last week, what I saw last semester, and some of the things I'm hearing as we have struggles at school. And so right here, I've written out some of the things that I've seen, okay? I've seen people go to the blame factor, and that's where it's not my fault, my teacher hates me, I didn't do anything. All right? Or they make excuses. This isn't fair. They're against me. I didn't do that. I can't find my packet. Just excuses like that. They deceive. It didn't happen that way. Well, guess what? I watched you do it. Or my favorite thing is when I go to the camera and watch and I'm like, yeah, you did that. Look, right here, you did that. So, the deceiving is one of the things I don't like to see that I saw. And the last one is giving up. Sometimes when things get hard, we give up, okay? Oh, this quiz is too tough for me. I'm not even gonna try. My first attempt, I'm just gonna click through and not even try and think on the second attempt, I'll have a different result, Don't give up, okay? So, what are some things that could be solutions or be better choices to these things? And it's as follows. Instead of blaming, take ownership, okay? I have worked with a lot of you guys that when you mess up and you have a little time and we talk about it, you're like, yeah, that was my fault. I did that. I lost my temper. I didn't use my notes. Whatever it may be, the sooner you own up to what you used to blame, the quicker you're gonna have success, okay? The second one is, instead of making excuses, find some solutions, okay? Instead of, this is unfair, look at, okay, why didn't I get a 4 in class? Why did I get a 3? It's pretty easy if you look at the way class went, or go talk to your teacher later on about class, okay? We deceive, all right? It didn't happen that way. I didn't do it. I didn't touch him. All those types of things. Because the incredible thing about the Aram Center is we have such a great camera system that I can look at most events and say, yeah, you did touch him, okay? So rather than deceiving, you need to confront yourself, okay? And that's a natural fight or flight or freeze reaction humans have. And if you confront yourself and you're like, okay, Mr. Owens just asked me to stop throwing carrots at lunch. And you say, well, I didn't do that. Well, I just watched you do it, okay? So self-confrontation is, okay, I did it, I was goofing off. I'm not gonna do it again because he's asked me not to. He knows that I have the skills to not do that. So that's self-confrontation. And the last one here, instead of giving up, have a little grit, okay? And grit means that you can tough it out. You can do hard things, all right? Every single one of you at this school, every day, does hard things. And once you realize you can do hard things, then you're super successful, okay? So I want you guys to stop these and start these, okay? That will lead to your success at the Aram Center. These top 4 things lead to gold status. These things put you down to silver or bronze. These things might get you into the 4 o'clock club, who knows? I don't want that club to open up again, okay? So having ownership, solutions, confronting yourself, and toughening it out with some grit are the things I really want to see this week, okay? I did say this in the newsletter to your parents. The class this week, if I have one class, whether it be the middle schoolers, the 8th graders, the 9th graders, the 10th graders, the 11th graders, if I have one group that has perfect attendance this week, I have a surprise for you at the end of the week, a treat that I think you're really gonna like, okay? So remember, at the Aram Center, you are seen, you are heard, and you are definitely loved. So if no one's told you today that I love you, your teachers love you, and I love you, let's have a great first full week of January. We can do this, you guys.